Good morning, everyone. We have Coach Payton for the call. Megan, here he is. Thanks.
Patrick, and good morning, Coach. We'll begin with Andrew Mason of the Fan. Go ahead, Andrew.
Perfect. Good
Hey,
morning.
good morning, Sean. Wanted to ask about Devaughn Vele and the productivity he's had in the last few weeks, and how has your long-term vision for Devaughn evolved as he continues to stack up these good days?
Well, look, yesterday was going to be a tough day for any of the runners with the looks we were getting defensively. He's healthy. We're excited about his future, and I got to continue to find ways to get him more touches. But yesterday was going to be a tough day for any of the backs. It was just a heavy blitz, heavy run front plan by the Raiders, and so quickly we had to adjust. But he's doing well. You asking about Bailey, not Estime, right? Hello?
Yeah, Vele. Yeah, that's what I was asking about.
I'm sorry. I just got on this Estime tangent. All right. So that's for the next question. Bailey's doing good. I feel like I'm talking about the same player in that the progress with Bailey is sometimes as a coach you feel like you're stopping the progress by not getting them touches, and now we're I don't want to say we're guilty as coaches, but oftentimes afraid to play the rookies, and very quickly we've seen his growth. So he's been really good. The strengths for him certainly are his hands. You guys saw it in camp. He's got strong hands in traffic. He's a guy that plays well over the middle. He reminds me a lot of Marcus Colston, who I had in New Orleans for 10 or 11 years. And just in our staff meeting 20 minutes ago, I said, we got to continue to find touches for him. And so you've got a big target. I mentioned this to you guys. He's 6'4", but he's got a short inseam, so he's someone that can get in and out of cuts. And I'm glad to see. I'm glad we're not getting towards the end of the season and not knowing about some of these rookies. Now with Audric, I've got to continue to find his role, because I feel like he can be that same type player at a different position that we're just not seeing yet because of the opportunities.
Aaron McKee, Altitude.
Yeah, Sean, you said the team last year wouldn't win. And I know you weren't trying to put down last year's team, but obviously
I just said we wouldn't have won that game. That's all. This team's built differently. That's all.
Understand. I'm curious from your standpoint, what are the key changes to create this team more in the way that you envision? I'm curious to reflect upon it.
There's probably nine different – man, there's guys like Malcolm Roach that bring – this chemistry. It's addition, it's subtraction. Look, it's not your sexy story about one QB for the other. That's not the narrative here. That's not the story at all. It's a number of different changes, a new draft class, Brandon Jones, John Franklin Myers, Malcolm Roach, on and on and on. And sometimes as a coach, like you're not certain as to, like, all right, who was the most important one, or if there was a most important one, and then it was moving on from a handful, and you know this, with the changes, you have a different team, and so it's not at all a one position discussion. It's just a different team.
Zach Stevens, DNVR.
Hey, Coach, there's been a lot of improvements with the offense. And when it comes to time management and using timeouts, how do you want the team and Bo to balance burning a timeout early in a half to avoid delay of games or a setback, with also saving them for challenges and end-of-game situations?
Yeah, I get it. Fair question. And so, look, we don't want to be the team burning them. We've got to be better in that area. That starts with me. Now, end of game, there was a lot of like, we're trying to win the game at the end of the game there. The last thing I was going to do was hand the ball off 3 times. They'll use their timeouts. They drive down the field and all. We're getting these like heavy looks, and I didn't feel like where we were at in the game relative to our decisions to attack them defensively. We weren't there yet. But to your initial question, we'll be better and more efficient, and we got to continue to look at the length of some of these calls. But more importantly, look, I know how Bo looks at it. If he gets up there and he feels like there was one specifically where I went immediately and called a timeout. And so we want to preserve them, but we also don't want to have a bad play. And I think on one of those timeouts, it was a 3rd down, and we came back in, and I'd have to go back and look at it. It ended up being something that was a positive, and we benefited from it. But we're constantly looking to streamline just the communication process.
Parker Gabriel, the Denver Post.
Hey, Sean, you mentioned Brandon Jones there a couple minutes ago, and I'm curious, especially given that it sounds like he was dealing with an illness. You've got PJ playing with the cast, just the level of play that you've gotten from that safety pair this season, and also just, the fact that both of them at this point seem to be gutting through playing at less than, 100%.
Yeah, look, at this point of the season, I don't know that many are playing at 100%, but we're better overall on the back end at that position than we were a year ago. And we've played a few different guys back there, but I like how we're playing. We're communicating. Our guys on defense, Vance and Jim Leonard and all those guys are doing a fantastic job. But we're definitely, I would say, further along, and it was a good performance by those guys yesterday.
Jeff Legwold, ESPN.
Sean, I'm wondering, I know you got a game coming Monday, but my informal research, you've never had a bye this late in your career. I'm curious what kind of research you did or thought you gave to all this Monday holiday bye sequence.
Yeah. All right. Here's what I think. I think Christmases are hard in our business. I think Thanksgivings are easy. And the reason I say that is, everyone practices Thanksgiving morning, and then, we get players out of here. And then we come in and watch the film Friday. So the schedule will be pretty clean. We'll have a normal Wednesday. Thursday, we'll come in and maybe not be here as long, kind of a polish, clean up some stuff. And then Friday will be just like our Thursday. And then Saturday will be just like our Friday, and Sunday, and so on. And then we play a Monday night game. I think the more challenging weeks, professionally speaking, are the Christmas weeks. The Thanksgivings, I think are clean. And then, the later bye you can't control. That I think that just is what it is, and we'll get guys rested and then get better, back ready for the next, the final stretch, if you will. But I've never had a bye this late, and I can't recall ever playing Monday night after Thanksgiving. Maybe somewhere along the line we did. But setting the schedule this week was pretty clean.
Thanks.
Right, Denver Post.
Coach, over the last 5 games, Bo Nix has had in excess of 700 yards on throws of 10+ yards down the field. My question to you is that because the game's slowing down, or he's just letting it eat, or where do you see the improvement specifically with Bo and these darts he's throwing down the field now?
What's nice is in his college reports, I didn't hear darts or down the fields or long arms or any of that stuff. And so, no, I think a little bit, Troy, is sometimes defensively driven. Certainly there's a confidence level relative to what we're trying to do or what he's trying to do. It's hard to predict. in a game like yesterday. I wouldn't have guessed yesterday going in with the corner injuries that the Raiders had, we were going to get that much cover zero or blitz pressure. We thought we'd get a lot more zone coverage, and it was actually the opposite. So yesterday quickly became a game where, it wasn't going to be a 72% completion type of game because they were in soft zone. It was going to be chunks, or incomplete. And I think a lot of times it's dictated. I think two answers to your question. I think it's dictated sometimes by the defensive scheme of that play. And then secondly, certainly his confidence as you continue to see him grow.
Has his arm gotten stronger than even when you saw him?
No. Our eyes, our pundits' eyes in the beginning were weaker.
Brian McFadden, Denver Post.
Hey, Coach. I just want to. What is your concern level regarding Zach Allen's heel injury? Is that something you think he's going to miss an extensive period of time for?
Yeah, we should be fine there. I'm not going to hit any injuries today. Yeah, we should be fine there.
Coach, that appears to be all the questions we have for you today.
Thank you.